Que sera, whatever will be. Stansfield's in A&E. Que sera. Birmingham are an embarrassment. And before you turn off, you Birmingham fans, not all of yous are. A lot of you have been very respectful, and I know probably lots of you have also embarrassed about certain aspects of your football club. St Andrews, great stadium, unless it's of course won like a Super Bowl final, which obviously the Super Bowl is a final. I mean, what was it all about? You've got all the lights, the fireworks going off because you beat Bradford City, to get to the final of a trophy that no one has ever cared about in the existence of the trophy. It's tin pot, it's indecent. You've got under 21s in this trophy, which ruins the aspect of it. Maybe if they opened up to National League or whatever, they could do many different things with it, but it's the under 21s Kids Cup that no one cares about unless you get to the semi-final. Hence why we all turned up, because we want to get to a final. But for fireworks to get to a final of the cup that no one cares about until you're in the semi-final is pretty embarrassing. To have a half an hour light show is pretty embarrassing, and to make such a big song and dance about this game and then not to be singing throughout it and get outsung by us is pretty embarrassing. And then to play terrible football, which is passing round the back and sideways and backwards and boring you to sleep. It's sleepy, tippy-tappy ballerina football. It's embarrassing that you only beat us 2-1 with a £40 million squad with Jay Stansfield up front, who missed a sitter. Yes, he scored a right goal, but missed a sitter. And created very little throughout the game. But, all jokes aside, hence that intro, because I don't care about Birmingham, I care about Bradford City, and I don't care about Jay Stansfield. So on a humane level, I hope he's fine, and I hope he returns to full fitness soon, and I hope it isn't a serious injury for him. I mean that sincerely, but it was pretty embarrassing, that light show, and the fireworks were the epitome at full time, to be honest with you. But to be fair, to Birmingham, they've come a long way from where they were. Obviously, they had the Chinese ownership or the Asian ownership, and that is the continent. They were really badly run, and they seem to be getting back on track. And from that aspect of things, we know what it's like to be a football club that's been run poorly. They've probably run a bit worse than we have been over the last few years. And they're going back to where they probably should be. They are too big for League 1 like we're too big for League 2. And it were really nice to go to a ground, which is a good ground. And to go to those sort of grounds, that's what we've got to be aiming for now. We have to use that as motivation. The atmosphere that we provided, and Birmingham at times, and to have that sort of feel around the club back to how it was in the mid-10s, that's what we need to be aiming for, and previous to that as well, around the 90s and the late 80s, because that's what this football club's about, that they're moments that we can create, and to get back to those sorts of games, because I'm bloody tired of us being the best team in League 2, and we are what Birmingham are in League 2. And I want to be going to your Birminghams, your Boltons, where we are the underdogs, and we have to have that grit, and we have to have that Bradfordian fire in our belly that we've provided, and talking about that as well. This is something that's becoming quite it's always serious, but it's becoming very apparent that it's becoming a more serious thing, because for years the tragedy in '85 was something that everyone respected and didn't really get many outsiders commenting on it, but obviously social media enables a platform for idiots to speak, because if they spoke in the way they do in person, and obviously someone had a lighter in the ground as well, which was shining it towards the city away end, they know that if they did it where they're not safe, that something serious would happen to them, and hopefully something serious does happen to them in terms of authorities getting onto it, because I'm sick of it. It's the context of what you are. It's not a joke. It's nowhere near a joke. It's not funny, and people who see it should be acting on it, because it's disgraceful. It's the bottom of the barrel. It's below the belt, and it's disgusting. But it's becoming more of a thing on social media. Loads of fans, teams, and like I say, it's a couple of idiots ruining a decent football club and a decent fan base. and these people are better than that. And they're just scum of the earth. And I have to say it because I'm seeing it more and more. A real lack of respect for people's lives. But yeah, back to us, and like I say, you can only be proud as a City fan to watch performances like that, whereby you've got 11 men on the pitch who are putting 100% effort into the football match that they're playing in, because we haven't witnessed it for 8 years at least. But under Graham Alexander, he's got this desire in him to get his teams up for these sorts of games, and we just look back to what Bradford City should be, and it's very exciting to see. It's very exciting to see that this is the staple, this is the blueprint, and for the last year, this is what we've been seeing. And to go to Birmingham, to go to St Andrews in a semi-final, even though it is a Tin Pot Cup, to go to a semi-final and to put in a performance like that, where a lot of Birmingham fans are saying, hats off to you, you better than a lot of League One clubs. At least you give it a go, and you didn't put 10 men behind the ball and make it hard for us. You give us a game, and it were a good game to watch. And that's what you want to hear. That is incredibly proud, and that's all you can have: pride and proud feelings towards the players in the football club and Graham Alexander, because it's all he's doing. We've had so many managers who have been under the same ownership, and they've been cowardly sacked, I feel, at times. They're going on a bad run and they get out because things are going bad and it's getting directed to the people above. But Alexander's never had that period where, apart from March last year, when we went and lost 5-1 and 3-0 and 3-0 to Mansfield, Harrogate and Notts County, they're the only moments where you go, that was a sticky patch. He could have gone then, but we stuck with him, and now we're having success. And I'm never a fan of celebrating a defeat. It's defeatist, to go to a semi-final and be clapping and to be happy that you lost, to still have those same feelings. But all you ask as a supporter of a football club like Bradford City, and I think it's different for different football clubs, we've been built up on a team that must put 110% effort in, must play positive attacking football, and that is exactly what we're seeing at the minute. The blueprint was Saturday. We continued exactly how we were on Saturday in adversity. 10 men, stupid red cards which shouldn't have been given. 10v12 for the rest of the game because of their referee. Didn't give us a penalty. We scored a goal that wasn't offside, but what got given as offside. And we battled through and we had chances and we should have won that game, but we're happy with a point because we put 110% effort in, and we were proud of our team for the grit that we showed, and we showed that again on Tuesday against Birmingham. It was a tough game. We weren't expected to win. Birmingham were already booking the tickets to Wembley. They're already doing the light show. They're thinking it's a walk in the park. It's going to be 5-6-0 with our £40 million squad, and we've given them a real game, and they knew doing a game from minute one. And the defenders held strong and really nullified their attackers. We forced them back. We got our press right. We weren't too committed because they passed through us. So midfield shape as well. I think the attackers could have held the ball up better and give Walker more support. Walker didn't really offer us much, but I can't criticise any of the players on the pitch, even though some weren't exactly to the level, in my opinion. But they put 110% effort in, and they give it their all, and that's all you ever ask for, especially when you're underdogs. And that's given me confidence that if we end up going up, we can compete on a great level. We beat Rotherham in this cup, we beat Mansfield in this cup. I feel like we might have beat another League One team, but last season, we had a good run as well, getting to the semi-finals, losing to Wickham by the finest of margins again. Putting in a good shift with a much poorer squad then, and it's given me real confidence that if we go up, we can compete and perhaps do what a Stockport are doing as well, and a Mansfield. So that's given me really good belief in this squad and what the club are doing at the minute, which is great. But I think we can use that as real motivation now. We've had a taste of what it could be like next season. We've had a taste of what it's like when you've got 2,000 plus men chanting your name and getting right behind you, and we've seen what it can be like. This is what Bradford City, as the fans know it as, and this is what they've had a real taste of what can be achieved and what you can see from the support, because it has been dark, it has been horrible, and it's been terrible, the football and the atmosphere, because it goes hand in hand. But the football's improving, the atmosphere is electric, and so it was last night, and every game's a cup final now. We've got to use it as motivation, and I believe we will, and I believe we can. We might just miss out again, but if we do, all I can say is if we give it 110%, we will get behind you, and that's what we've always said, and this is evidence again of that. So we've got to use it as motivation now to the run into the end of the season. Every game's a cup final, and let's see where it takes us. Obviously results went our way. I think Notts County drew and Wimbledon drew. Donny just won by a goal to nil against Morecambe with 10 men. Big game on Saturday, and we'll focus on the league now, and let's try and get as many points as we can to be getting more games like that next season. And then finally, some horrific news, which shows, that this what life and the world can be like. Whether you win, lose or draw, you're going back to your family, you're going back to real life, reality. And unfortunately, the other day I woke up to the news of my great subscriber and follower, and he's supported me as long as I can remember. He's commented on every video that I can remember, and you will have noticed him yourself, James Pilkington. He's unfortunately been given the news that he's got a grade 4 brain tumour, and he got diagnosed, I think, just after Christmas. The family have set up a GoFundMe page, and they'd be eternally grateful if you could donate, and if you can't, just give them a message or drop a comment of your support and encouragement to help him with strength to get through this cruel disease. And it's another reality in life, because yesterday it could have been a great night, could have been a terrible night, but there's still a life behind the football. It's just a screen, a 90-minute a 90-minute game that just deflects anything, and then you go back to your reality. And it's definitely a wake up call when you get news like that. It's a cruel life. Only 42, and a family. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new. On the road to 800 subscribers. Like I say, with James, he helped me get to 700. He's probably given me a good 600, 60, 70, maybe even more of them. So if you could subscribe, it is massively appreciated. And leave a comment on your thoughts on the game. Have a good one.